Hey, what's up, guys? And today on the slate for episode 13 of the show, we have the NHL offseason updates. Kip Bedard making the big bucks, signing that big contract, even though he's hurt. Nice move for the Blackhawks. Have had a terrible offseason start so far. Signing Bedard back is a great idea for them. Lock down their young core. They should be good for the next few years. Patrick Kane now in between Buffalo and Chicago. That could be either way. Buffalo getting our piece that maybe you lost to Chicago with Bowen Braum. And Chicago, if he goes there, perfect. Probably not going to make a difference, but you get me. I mean, Chicago not making good moves. Kind of getting rid of people's stars. Made a bad move with Bork, but I get why they did that for cap space for Robertson. Speaking of him, we'll talk about him just in a second as we get to everybody else. However, around the league in the offseason, things have been relatively quiet, a little too quiet for me. Anyways, Anderson to Edmonton. Babcock got signed to Edmonton, and again, with the unrestricted free agency, if you didn't know, we have on the slate, who's on the chopping block, we ask. We have Adam Fantilli. I don't think he's a key piece for the Blue Jackets right now. He could develop into one. However, if he goes elsewhere, bigger teams may look for him because they can get less money for him. And he's a good piece to develop over time. So, Adam Fantilli, teams I would look for, Colorado, I would look for the Dallas Stars, I would look for Vegas, Florida, any team that's building up San Jose, they're going to look for small money players that they can develop because they have the coaching staff to do that. So I would look Fantilli for there. Anyways, going on, or even the Canes, but anyhow, going on to the Ducks, Cutter Gauthier, Pat Verbeek, I don't know what you're doing, man. Leo Carlson, you're kind of asking for people that offer sheet people. So, Leo Carlson, massive thing. They matched it. If that happens with Cutter Gauthier, which is still on the chopping block, but still on the chopping block there, Cutter Gauthier, another key piece. Philly could get him back. So, if they're willing to do without with Carlson, which is way overpaying for him, by the way, that's way too much money. He's not that much money. I mean, even Kaprizov shouldn't be the highest paid player in the league. Neither should Leo Carlson, in my opinion. But Gauthier is still up there. And now that the Ducks are down money, it's going to be harder to get Gauthier back with a negotiation, which then leads to problems. Because if they think Gauthier will just go by and unscathed, and he'll come back eventually, and they'll get something done. No. If you're Ducks fan right now, you should be worried about Gauthier because they're playing it way too safe over there in Anaheim. They need to sign Gauthier back as soon as possible. They got away with Carlson somehow. I don't know how they did that. That was nuts at the last second. Probably just... I don't even know what they did. But Gauthier, they need to get him back as soon as possible. If you're Pat Verbeek right now, you should be worried about that, man. You should be worried about, not you, Pat Verbeek, but you should be worried about Gauthier. Because as soon as he gets offer sheeted, he could go anywhere. And if you get hit with the same amount of money as Carlson, you're in trouble. There might not be a comeback for that one. So, there's a cap of money. It's called a salary cap. You're cut off. It's not infinite money. It doesn't grow on trees, sort of say. Anyway, Robertson, arbitration. So, they're going to try to get a deal done as people are kind of talking about him doing a 1-year deal for a little less money. Just get, Sagan. He has a big part of that because his contract's up in the year. So they might get rid of Sagan to then get Robertson signed for more money. which is a brilliant move. Jim Nill, he is making the right moves at the right time. He may not have been the best GM last year. Of course, Minnesota with Quinn Hughes, that's amazing. Good for him. But Jim Nill is making the best moves. He's playing his cards the best way he possibly can, sort of say. And I like that about him. He is such a good GM, along with the Wild's GM. They did an amazing job going from a team third, fourth place in the conference, or not even in the conference, the division, to now a top team in the league and a cup contender. So I would just watch out, keep your eye out on NHL app, websites, just keep in touch with the league, get some notifications, because this is about to get crazy for all you NHL fans out there. Anyways, spent a while talking on that. Going on to some PC pickups. And we have some Tops Now bring-ins right here. We have the Tops Now UFC 250 Freedom Justin Gaethje base card, and we have the 250 Freedom Sean O'Malley card. So, some nice pickups. I know it's not on topic with some hockey, but again, nice pickups. And again, we come back with another new segment. I know we will not have a buy, hold, sell. We'll have hopefully that in the next episode. But we have a new segment. Hopefully you guys like it. I'm trying to test things out, see what you guys like and what you don't like. I saw the McKenna and Stenberg episode really was a big hit. So thank you guys for watching that one. I really hope you enjoyed that one. That took a lot of time editing and stuff. And I really just hope you like these episodes. I mean, it's fun to make them. It's fun for you guys. I give you the insights. I mean, it's like a miniature ESPN right on your phone. Well, that doesn't make sense. They have that in ESPN app, but I mean, it's a better ESPN right here. Because not only am I giving you the insights to one main sport, I'm giving you the insights to most of the main core 4 sports. I'm not really tennis guy, NASCAR guy, but I am a basketball, football, baseball, hockey guy right there. And some Olympics, so add some of that on top. But anyways, new segment. Sorry about all that chatter. To grade or not to be graded. You guys take the look. If it is gradable, make sure to kind of guess what it could grade. So, here we go. First card, we have an Easton Cowan Young Guns Outburst. So this one can do roughly about 100. We pulled it on the channel, which was amazing. But this one can do about 100 just raw. And a PSA 10, about 400. So, it's nice card. I mean, it looks pretty clean to me. I don't know if you guys could see there. Pretty clean edges. Looks pretty good. Honestly, I think it could hit a 10. My only worry are the corners, and I don't think that is really a problem. So I think it could gem. I don't know what you guys think, but I think it could gem. So I would say gradable. I'm going to have to put the stamp down as gradable. Put that down right there. But then we got this Connor Bedard Young Guns, Retro Young Guns. Front looks very clean. My only worry is the back side of it. I don't know if you guys could see that, but it's all chipped up on the top. That's my only worry. I pulled it out of a pack, but that's my really only worry. So I'm going to have to say, since it's a lower end card, not to be graded right there. I would say no go on that. Just because it's a lower end card. If it was the actual Young Guns, then maybe for a long shot, but I don't know. So I'm going to have to say not to be graded right now. And then we have this Telemetry Autographs, Seth Jarvis. I know it's a Canes. I don't think I was debating on selling this one, but I'll have to see what the market is right now for his autos. I think he's a young dude right now, so saving him would probably be best, in my opinion. And the auto, just to check, the auto looks cleanest one I've seen in a while. And corners and everything looks very smooth. The only thing, since on-card auto, is surface. I don't know if anything else was marked during like going to or from his house or wherever they get these, but that's my only worry is like condition on everything else. But other than that, I think I'm gonna say gradable. I say gradable on that, to be graded. But again, those two, let's see with the market, but they might be in another submission. Which, by the way, stay on the lookout on my YouTube channel, because there will be a submission coming in soon from PSA, my first one. I'll make sure to reveal everything on a video like this one as soon as it comes in the mail. I'm sure I will not look at any of the grades or hear about any of the grades until I see it in the package. So, thank you guys for watching. And that was episode 13 of the show. Lucky 13? Unlucky? I don't know. I think it's lucky, because I'll tilt the camera up. Look at that 1-3 on top of there. That's beautiful. I mean, I think it's lucky. So, hopefully you enjoyed this episode of the show. And I am done with this episode. And bye.